lucky enough to have a couple of brand deals stacked up. What we're going to do today is all of the brand deals in one video. But I'm going to do this video so we can get to know each other a little bit more. Learn from my lessons so they can be your blessings. I'm also going to be a DJ. They're talking about negative temperatures. I don't do code. I don't do code switching. We're gonna start off doing our makeup and then we're gonna throw on a good old wig. What we doing? What we doing? Where we going? Where we going? Some of y'all remember me from YouTube when I used to do mukbangs. I was the queen of seafood boils and seafood mukbangs. Some of your favorites started cosplaying me. They just ran with my personality. Lord have mercy. God bless they confused souls. That irritated me. But the reason I backed up off of YouTube was, for one, I was getting big as all heck. All that sodium. YouTube checks clear. However, I wasn't about to get fat for a YouTube check. I ended up going to McDonald's to go get a furnace. If you remember working at McDonald's and you did this, it wasn't a you thing, it was a me thing. I didn't know I had social anxiety at the time. And when I went in there, they was like, oh my God, it's Martha from YouTube. And the way that people came from the back of McDonald's, oh my God, it is you. I lost it. I was like, I just wanted a furnace. And I'm screaming on the inside. I couldn't handle it. But YouTube was also a safe space. If you ever want to make it in this world, it requires you to use a platform in your purpose. I'm here to tell you right now, you will not get the support from your family and friends that you're going to be expecting. So don't expect it. And this is coming from somebody that left the YouTube space, made it in corporate America, then made it into creating a beauty company and business, salon suite studios, mentorship program, training program, aesthetics instructor program. I'm telling you now, it does not matter what you do and what lane you are in. If you are making it a notch above the rest, the support is always going to come from people you have never met in your life. Stop being butthurt about those people around you right now is all I'm trying to tell you. I even went into event planning, corporate partnerships and sponsorships, fund development. It's not the people you know. So I did a back to school fundraiser for the kids of Detroit. We were able to raise enough money to send kids to summer camp. That was so imperative to me because summer camp gave me an escape from my reality. The main way to give back is to the children because they're the next generation. Point blank and period. Do you think my community that I reached out to, people that's always in my face, people that always came to my house to eat up my food, a little $20 here, a little $20 there, you know, some. But y'all know where them thousands of dollars came from? My YouTube community. I swear I peeled my eyebrows. Psoriasis is a beast. Listen to your body because it definitely speaks to you. So anyway, if it wasn't for my YouTube community, none of it would have happened. I was making great money in my career. And I remember one of my male colleagues said, you think you're really going to open up a business? It's not going to happen for you. It's not going to go well. Excuse me, bozo. Needless to say, my business did great. But you know when my business did better? When I left my hometown. Everything that I wanted to check off the list, I checked off. So I ended up being approved by the state of Michigan to open up a beauty school. A milestone that actually broke me publicly is the reason I didn't end up opening up the beauty school. I'm not afraid to say that. Looking back at it now, with the mindset that I had then, I don't quite know if it's been the success that it will be now. I was told all of these negative things by people that were around me, by people that knew me, but it wasn't those people that I needed to sustain in my career and in my business and in my journey. The support never came from the people. The support came from my internal validation of what I believed in myself. Is that to say nobody that I knew supported me? No, that's not true. That's not what I'm saying. People that you expect like, oh, they're going to support me when I do this. Those ain't the people that's going to support you. I promise you that. You hear me? Okay. I ended up having apprentices in my salon. I noticed is that a lot of my apprentices were people that weren't local. They would travel. I had one student, she went to a money grab conference. The money grab event is when you put high rollers on the lineup. The people you know are going to bring people out just because they're curious and they just want to be around them. They don't even necessarily want to learn. They just want to take pictures. People don't do what they want to do. And this is what I want you to know about that. You can hold all the value in the world. Do I like my eyebrows? I'm kind of over this eyebrow, honestly. You can be of value. You can have all of these value perk words, but that does not necessarily mean your value is substantial to someone else. If someone sees your value, but they don't believe that they need to hold a piece of your value, that's their choice. That has nothing to do with how valuable you truly are. You yourself are still valuable. And that's what I had to learn. It didn't matter if I showed love to all of them and they didn't come back around and show love to me. I wanted to hold space for their value. If they didn't want to hold space for mine, so be it. But if you ever need me, don't call me no more. That's what you gotta know about it. I did not hold this wisdom all the time. The moment I let myself down was the moment I allowed someone's perception of value to determine how valuable I saw myself. That was the worst thing I could have done because I did things out of scarcity and I did things out of survival mode. And so many people got comfortable with that scarcity mindset that I once had. She gonna run for this one, you know. This is an opportunity she does not want to miss. But at the end of the day, all of these opportunities were crumbs. But that's when it really hit me that, was you out here accepting crumbs? Yes, you were. And why were you accepting crumbs? Because you didn't uphold your value. Because you forgot who you were for a bit. And that's when sitting down with yourself matters. Sitting with yourself is sitting with yourself, okay? Maybe a journal and a pen and some tissues and a bottle of water. You're going to need tissues because you're going to be crying. You're going to be mad, angry, sad. All of the emotions come to surface and you got to be real with yourself. Sitting with yourself sees where you went wrong with your own self. See, I went wrong by devaluing myself that allowed others to devalue me. So do I blame them? No, but I'm not rocking with them because now I know how they treat people when people are at their lowest. They're sick. But it was my job to know who I was every time I walked into a room. You show people how to treat you. And you need that bottle of water when you sitting with yourself too, because after you done cried, cuss yourself out, cuss everybody else out, ask God for forgiveness, ask God for mercy, your mouth is going to be cotton dry and you're going to need some water. You're going to start talking differently, acting differently, showing up differently, not showing up. Just drop that bombshell on y'all. We need a little bit of music. Go deaf on them. I can't hear you.
Ever since you left me, more money, more cars, more hoes, more shows.
Ever since you left me. You can be so busy, but it's still not you. You're still not living truthfully. Some people know that it's not you as well. And they take full advantage of it because they say, I see them not seeing themselves. Let me see what I can get from that right now. I'm going to just tell you this. Those people that loved me in those moments, they're going to be in my will. Trust me, they're good. Things do not make you. If you don't sit with yourself to find out who you truly are, you're going to allow those things to make you. And anytime they disrupt the program or disappoint you, you're going to feel as if a piece of you has been destroyed. When honestly, it never was you in the first place. It was just something you enjoyed to take you away from everything else that was happening. Let's be honest. And that's okay. Some people, it shows up in the form of work. You know, this job, they live by that job, you know. And then they lose that job and they just feel like they done lost it all. God blessed you internally, but you allowed this outside source to keep you blinded from your purpose. Some of y'all put these titles and positions ahead of who you truly are. Know what you uphold. If you was to lose that job today, what would you do? If you was to lose that friend today, what would you do? If you was to see the truth about your pastor today, thank you, Drewski, what would you do? If your child was to let you go today, what would you do? If your spouse was to let you go today, what would you do? Would you feel like you have lost it all? Does it hurt? Yes. Do I want you to not feel the pain? No, I want you to feel the pain. Feel it. That's part of maneuvering and growing and going. But do I want you to be broken if it doesn't last? Absolutely not. Once again, your value is not attached to nothing and nobody else besides you. We got to sit down. What we doing? What we doing? What we doing? I have to do that with myself sometimes. If my value is seeming a little and I'm questioning myself, girl, sit down. Decompress, please. Hold on. You only physically get one of these. Spiritually, you get to try it again in another lifetime. Energy never dies. It just transfers. But why would you want to wait till another lifetime when you got this one right now? I believe in you. Ha! Ha! If you know anything about me and you know anything about my grandmother was considered the diva of the church. Etiquette and style and fashion. You would never know what I'm going through by the way I look. Love her down bad. That is my girl. She might say some crazy things to you. You know, it's because of my grandma that I love the beauty industry. Because I grew up around a beautiful woman that took beauty very seriously. I don't remember a time my grandmother did not have a room strictly for her beauty, which this is my room, strictly for my beauty. And one thing I was taught was to enjoy it when you got it. And even if you at your lowest, take care of it. Because when you reach your highest, it's going to be even better. And you're going to need to already know how to take care of those things. And that lesson right there teaches something that money could never buy. And that is socialism and social class. Walking by faith, not by sight. Oh, well, it don't look like this. It don't look like enough. When you determine and base your judgment off of what something looks like, you're going to fail every time. I don't care what it look like. Who are you really? And I'm not asking your morals and your values to align, because they don't. One is a thought, one is an act. I value health, but morally, that cheesecake downstairs sounds pretty good to me right about now. And I'm going to eat it. I remember one day I woke up and that bank account said zero. I said, girl, how? This rent itself was $4,000 at this time. I had no incoming invoices that needed to be cleared. Nothing else was coming in. And I was like, do I take it from my investments? I went outside to go have a conversation. No money. Dressed up, got cute, but I wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna find me a man, I'm gonna find me a baller. No. I mean, you can do that if you want to, but no. Stop trying to come up off of a man every time. Find something else, okay? I saw a need that they needed. Everybody needs something, and I'm leaving up out of here with something. The deal closed. My rent was paid for the next 6 months. 1, have faith. 2, have a system. 3, know what you possess. One of my friends asked me, like, how do you live like this? Everything's fine. Everything's good. It's evidence. God has showed up and showed out for me so many times. I'm going to use the gifts that he gave me, and I'm going to multiply. Luxury. Chitty ching ching. Could buy anything. Drop that. If that made it any better. At this point, we're just moving along. Time to ride. Hello? It's time to ride. We gotta go. It's the mom you've been waiting on, right? I know what he told me. I don't care what you think about it. I know what he told me. And I've decided to follow. Hey. Amen.